switching. Oh, we're already connected. Wait.
I think
we're back. Oh, that's fine.
Hi, can you hear us?
Oh, it's going green.
It is going green.
Okay, I hear you now.
There we go. All right. Hey, Lita. Thank you, everyone. Sorry.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, everybody, I hear you now. Thank you.
Thanks,
Great.
Jim.
So we had 2 adjustments or amendments to the meeting minutes. And do I have a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I would make a motion to approve as amended.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you. All right, so that motion carries as well. We are now on to the public comment period. Are there any members of the public who'd like to make a comment either in person or online tonight?
Yeah, 1 minute to
Sure.
introduce myself.
All right.
My name is Brian Hussinger. I live in Spotsylvania County. I work, so what I do during the day is I do advocacy work for Friends of the Rappahannock. So I am fairly familiar with FAMPO, GWRC, and the good folks in Spotsy and all the other counties. We do a lot of work around some land use issues these days. So that's what we will see me talking about otherwise. But I'm an avid bike rider, so cyclist. We spend a lot of our time. I live just down Route 17 towards New Post in that area by Tidewater Trail and Cosmer Park. So I'm very familiar with a lot of the congestion issues, not just in that region, but spend a lot of time riding and hiking and walking all around Spotsylvania, really the GWRC region. So while I don't have like a planning background, I do have a lot of experience and general knowledge of kind of how the bodies operate and committees, as well as like some issues that are at hand, understanding kind of where they are. So other than that, I'm just looking forward to, if I get approved on the 13th next Tuesday, I will be joining as the sponsor representative. So
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
There are no other comments. We will close the comment period. All right, and now we are on to our discussion action items for the evening. The first item is recognition of myself as the chair.
Yeah, you just want to, I will take care of that. So Jamie Jackson, as many of you know, was our chair, and she has left to take a position with Prince William County. So Brian was not vice chair very long, but he has stepped up to become chair. And he's doing a good job of it. So I just want to take a moment and recognize that he has stepped up to the job. And that means we will be moving on to 6B because we are going to need to do that. So go ahead.
All right. So 6B, of course, is the election of a new vice chair. Do we have anyone that would to nominate themselves or someone else from the committee?
I'll say it this way. I mean, we've done this before. We've had this situation. I've always said, if no one else wants to step up, I have been chair in the past. I would fulfill the vice chair role again. I mean, take that if nobody else is interested in it. I don't like arm twisting or people into these positions like tag you're it. I don't really like doing that. So people are busy and life happens. But yeah, I'd be happy to take it as vice chair if nobody else.
So we have one.
We're happy to nominate.
Thanks.
Hey, way to step up, Janine.
Third.
Hey,
It seems like the history of this is it seems to kind of go in a big loop. I had started as the first chair and then it's kind of went through localities and actually Friends of Rappahannock, we had a.
Adam was chair for a while. Yeah. Yeah, he was just at my last meeting today in his new position. All right, then.
So we do have a nomination of Jacob Paswick from Spotsylvania County. We need to make a motion
Well, motion,
or
oh yeah, so they've nominated him. I guess we need a motion and
Make a motion to vote? I make a motion that we vote for the vice chair.
all right.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of Jacob Paswick as the vice chair?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion
Aye.
carries. Oh, thank you, Jim.
welcome back, Jacob.
Thanks.
That means I'm not there.
Oh, no.
I never had the vice role. I started as the first chair.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay.
It's not too bad.
I know. I'm just worried about it. It's fine.
And I think you and I briefly talked about this, but do you remember how this one works?
So I believe what we discussed was that the chair is typically the representative at the policy committee. If they are
That's true.
not a staff member.
That's right, but you may also choose to appoint somebody else if you don't. You may want to choose an alternate in any
Okay.
case. So, yeah, you can be the representative. You can also choose an alternate for when you can't make it.
Okay. So I'm happy to serve in that role, but I do think it would be good to have an alternate. Is there interest among many members?
But the caveat that it cannot be a FAMPO staff member, like not FAMPO like me, but like a member of a FAMPO locality staff. Like it can't be,
Can't be me.
it can't be you, it can't be you.
Oh, it could be.
I can do it.
Okay,
Okay,
so we have, do we need to,
you don't need to vote on that, you
On
just
that,
appoint
okay.
them.
Very much confused them when I show up in the room.
And if for anybody who needs explanation, the reason for that is that that person is representing BPAC in front of the policy committee and they may be called upon to speak BPAC's views on something in front of their bosses.
Okay.
And so we don't want to put them in that position. So it has to be somebody from another locality.
very good.
Mhm.
So with those items handled, we are now on to the bike and pedestrian counter report from Lita.
Shut up on y'all. Okay, yeah, so this is actually the final counts of the year, but also looking back at the year as a whole and kind of a summary of what was going on in the bicycle and pedestrian counter program. So next slide. Right, so this is almost the full year of Chatham Bridge counts. There was some funny technical stuff going on, but anyway, at least through December 18th, there's 6,708 total counts for the year. And I believe 3,000 more, but I don't know about the year cutoff. Again, we're technical issues. I'm gonna try to figure that one out. But this is a little bit lower depending on, yeah, this is a little bit lower than last year, actually. 2024, it was like 72,000 for the year. So interesting. Don't know why. Peak count was still the Christmas parade as it has been. Yeah, that's enough about that. So moving on to the next slide, please. These are the last sites to cover from the last couple months. We got one in Fredericksburg, the River Heritage Trail, 2 in Stafford, yeah, one up in North Stafford by the Porter Library branch, one on the Belmont Ferry Farm Trail at River Road, and then one in Spotsylvania down on Spotsylvania Parkway, shared use path down there. So the next slide. Starting with Belmont Ferry Farm Trail, the counter you can see in that picture is attached at the sign right at the River Road crossing that goes up into St. Clair Brooks Park. And then crossing River Road eventually to like Falmouth Beach area, in late October. Total was just under 1,000 people for the 2-week period with a daily average of 76. Next slide. Then moving into Fredericksburg on the River Heritage Trail in early November. This was our top site of the year for sure. Starting in October of 2024. Since October 2024, when I kind of kicked the program off again, this is the top site for a total of 8,900 people over the 2-week period and a daily average of 690. I believe the weather was also lovely during this time. But yeah, you can see the peaks and the weekends there. People just out loving the shared use path. Next slide. Now moving down to Spotsylvania on Spotsylvania Parkway. This is, just a shared use path that runs along some residential neighborhoods and eventually goes into kind of the Cosner Corner shopping area. But for a 2-week period in late November, 1,257 total count, and a daily average of 79. Next slide. Our final site of the year at Porter Library. So if you see that sign with the pedestrian and the arrow, it was attached to that sign out the sidewalk, right where people are crossing the road from the elementary school there. I right now forget the road name and the elementary school.
Parkway Boulevard.
Thank you, Parkway Boulevard. So anyone crossing the street there would get picked up here. And for the 2-week period in early December, we got 1,377 total counts, with a daily average of 106. And there was a snow day in here, and I feel like there might have been some traffic from not only the elementary school, but coming from North Stafford, which is just like beyond the woods, beyond the elementary school, because our surrounding libraries, neighborhoods. Anyway, next slide. All right, so yeah, those are just finishing up the business of last year, but then looking back at the year as a whole in our counters, we did 25 sites, again, from October 2024, and that's just the breakdown of what types of sites we were monitoring. And I added up all the counts as well, and we counted people 37,000 times 747. Okay, bad at speaking right now, but you get it. Which is kind of cool to see all the counts totaled up. And that map you can also access through the agenda and click on it, and it'll take you to the interactive mapping feature where you can zoom in, see all the sites, where the counter was placed, and the size corresponds with the daily average, and the color corresponds with the type of facility. And also the size corresponds with the extrapolated daily average. If you remember, I think the last time I presented to you all, I was talking about kind of trying to normalize the data to account for seasonal variation. So all of these have the observed daily average and that extrapolated daily average, so that you can compare them. And I put the year that we collected it also in, so that we can just continue to keep updating that layer as we continue to monitor sites in the future. Yeah, great. Back to where we were. Yeah, you'll just go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Oh yeah. So we're gonna start looking ahead into next year, right? I plan, depending on what you all say to me tonight, to go put the bike counter up at a new site tomorrow. But a couple of things before we get to that and where it's gonna go tomorrow is that our policy committee had approved funds for 2 new counters to be in the program. But the earliest we'll get those will be sometime maybe in the summer, but likely early fall. So I haven't necessarily scheduled those in yet, because I think it's still pretty uncertain about when we would actually have those operating, but we know it's coming. And also, if you remember, the original plan with the schedule was to revisit all the sites over a 2-year period. So we visit each site twice in the 2-year period to account for seasonal variation. But since then, I have started to do this kind of data extrapolating of the daily average, trying to control for seasonal variation. And depending on how I think the committee feels about that, we could forego revisiting all these sites and continue to expand to new sites. So if you go to the next and final slide, These are just two schedules I proposed. The left is a repeat of all the sites we've just monitored, but switching up when we're visiting each. And the right has a couple repeats, but also has new sites to again, I guess diversify where we've measured so far and look at new sites, yeah. But I can also take, any suggestions we'll have if there's a dream spot that you're really curious about or anything. But yeah, or if you like the looks of one of these, again, tomorrow I'll go out and put it up. Just seeking your guidance on the program. Yes.
I do have another spot in mind that I think we discussed, up in New Stafford County Courthouse, Bells Hill Road. There is a desired path on Bells Hill Road down to Route 1.
Okay.
So I was looking at that as a potential, maybe future TAP application. It's in our transportation master plan, so looking to see if we can get some data on that location.
Yeah, and if you
I
want,
can show you where in Google Maps if you'd like.
yeah, and I have I have one right on Courthouse Road near Route 1. It's really vague. I had a specific spot, but we could totally swap. That sounds like a similar deal. So we could swap it out in that existing schedule, but just for a site that's more relevant to you. But you said Bells Hill Road.
Yep.
Desired path.
Calling
Yeah.
again to mind the priority, one of our priorities being to support these upcoming applications
Oh,
for funding.
Yeah, and I think just to add, we use the data from this for our TAP applications, the two that did well. Have
Okay.
data from here, so
That-
certainly
I
they,
can-
the two that we didn't have data for did
Didn't
good,
do-
but
Okay. But the data help the other ones do
Yes.
better, right?
yeah, I don't think it helps for Smart Skill at all.
It's
But-
it's not really one of the,
For TAP and looking at desired paths and stuff, so I think it's useful endeavor.
I was gonna say too, I don't know if you make notations of where there have been upgrades. I know the intersection at Glenda's Way just got a new overhaul.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you can like
Sure
note
did.
that it's different, and
Right.
then it might justify it to your counts.
And I had another one up, in Embry Mill, in between Embry Mill, on Embry Mill Road, between Embry Mill and, Eustis Road, there's a desired path there,
Okay.
in front of a church that goes down to the park. So that's also in our master plan, and we're looking at potential TAP project.
Okay. But what I'm hearing is that there's interest in looking at different sites and not just revisiting.
On my side, yeah. I think like Belmont Fair Farm Trail is fantastic, let's keep doing that.
Oh, yeah. And
Uh,
that one's still, I think, programmed in yeah, you can
Yeah.
see it down in November.
yeah, but some of these other ones like Minor Green Spring, we probably don't need to do one there again.
Yeah.
Chatham Heights Kings Highway, probably don't need to do there again. Like maybe we can swap some of that out to get some data for our TAP stuff.
I have one in Spotsylvania. I know the Glenda's Way Tidewater Trail has been talked about a lot too, because there's been some fortunate instances in that, which has
Yeah.
really led to some of those improvements. Another one on Tidewater Trail that I've been thinking about, is, at the, there was it Shannon Drive?
Yeah, I know.
That, I don't know if there's a specific measure, I mean, road pedestrian, like road crossings would be great to capture. I don't know if there's a good place to locate.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would really be interested in that particular location for a couple of reasons. Another Tidewater Trail type crossing, now that is a signalized intersection there, but we do have a smart scale project, with the widening of Tidewater Trail. This to me sets a baseline for prior to that shared use path coming, ties into the city shared use path on Dixon. It's gonna go out as far as airport, as far as I know. Although I've been hearing about project scale backs because of cost escalations, which every time we think we get this, we end up.
yes,
with
I
this.
know.
But that one is a major one for me, I'd be interested in. There's probably some others I could think of. It just, let me mull it over. I agree though, trying to get some baseline in advance of that projects and things, it's significant.
Yeah, I just, as we're sitting here, I thought of two more in South Stafford. So,
Sounds like you guys need to send her a list.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll mull it over.
Jacob, one thing I'll add, what I've been doing is every time we have consultants go out and get traffic counts, I tell them to get like the 12-hour counts to count.
Yeah,
So for most of our signalized intersections over the past year or two that I have traffic counts for, I have pedestrian counts for that.
that's great.
And I've been using that to pull together a map. So VDOT has probably done traffic counts at that intersection.
Yeah,
They might have included.
and I'm sorry, under when they're doing traffic counts.
Yep.
That makes sense to make it a comp plan policy, frankly.
Yeah,
Just give the direction that way.
yeah, because every time a TIA is done.
Yeah.
I can't tell the consultants or the people doing the TIA, hey, you need to do a 12-hour count. I think I could. You get pedestrians that don't matter for the TIA.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea. If I can add it in our policy,
Yeah.
then that was a great data point.
Yeah. No, because it creates a consistent measurable thing that you can point to.
And that's what we've been doing. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I have, for my road, Green Spring, I have traffic counts back in like 2018.
Hmm.
That showed, here's all the pedestrians here, and I have the stuff we did for TAP, showed all the pedestrians. So it's been very useful. So.
that's great. Thank you.
And, one item maybe for clarification on the counter location on the Belmont Trail or
That's from.
there you go. So I think there are two spots where it crosses River Road, right? And so when I looked at this ahead of the meeting, I was thinking it was the other one.
Right,
It might be good to have.
Oh, both, yeah, okay, sorry for the lack of clarity, I
No.
feel like, okay.
There's a Stafford County up on that as you go up the hill,
Okay.
but I have trouble getting data. But if I can find that data, I'll show.
Just because we're in front. New post way. How is?
A lot of folks walking side to side,
Side to side.
bikes, pedestrians. Frankly, a lot of people at night, it's amazing.
Oh, really?
Oh, all, see,
Well, that is a significant concern too. I've run into that situation on Tidewater Trail. I remember it was pouring rain. My wife happened to be in front of us. It was an evening. Our kids were at the Fredericksburg Fieldhouse. It's raining. Someone in all black umbrella, right out into the. It's amazing. I just that's very dangerous. But you know, anyway, I've seen it, and I don't know how you get around that situation sometimes. But if there's a specific location out further that way, I mean, I put that out there too. Tidewater Trail has just been kind of a corridor recently.
And that's what's hard is I think picking the specific location, because it can have just like,
Yeah.
it might be hard to measure it as much as it's happening, but.
I am certainly interested in that Wawa, but yeah, if there's something out that way.
We have that,
Yeah.
we have that smart scale project.
Correct.
In right there at 17.
Yeah,
What is that? Yeah, it's Route
Mills
2.
Mills Drive.
Yeah, Mills Drive and Route 2.
So that's from the
It's from the pipe.
the 17 pipeline
Yes.
study, and actually that one has a significant shared use path
Yes.
type all the way down to the hospital.
Yeah,
We have some profit segments and things of that nature, but I wouldn't really count it until we start. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any, kind of, what are those wish lines or?
Desire lines,
Desire
desire
lines.
lines, yeah,
I don't know of that.
I don't know of any. So.
I don't either.
yeah, but
And it'll come right out to New Post though. As a matter of fact, with that project, I know we have a project called Ruffins Reserve, that's a rezoning right at the corner. That I know we had been looking for, Ruffins to do a crosswalk improvement to the New Post Boulevard, I believe it's called. And, but to get to that shared use path down 17, they really need to get a shared use path up that side of Tidewater Trail to get to that New Post crossing. So we all worked that out with that 17 pipeline stuff.
Yeah.
Takes time.
Yeah, I think I'll work, I see that comment from Jim too. And yes, I thought it'd be valuable to measure the Dahlgren Rail Heritage Trail, since we don't really have, I feel like that's a very unique resource in the region. But Jim, I wanted to get your input on where would be a good place to put the counter up. for that site.
Okay, I've got the audio one. Yes, I think I'd like to I believe I'd like to ask our 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 ask our 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 volunteer uh, uh group of maintainers if they have a preference. Right now, if you yeah, right now if you need a if you right right now if you need a a a placeholder, I would say our Bloomsbury Road trailhead uh would be a good place. That's probably the most widely used of of our trailheads, and it's our largest uh 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 parking area. Um, I um I also had a question. It looks like the time is indicated that it runs out through uh 20 39. Is that correct?
That's not that
Say-
error catch, but no, that would be what the oh it does that. Oh, I thought wow, okay. Yeah, that's no, this is all for just 2026.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
it
Okay.
is
So
weeks, good
okay.
catch.
Okay. So it isn't going to. Okay. So it isn't uh running all the way out through 2039 then, right?
Yes, that's correct. We're gonna take it down after 2 weeks.
Okay.
It might be
And
obsolete, Evan.
yeah, you think so? Okay. Okay, very good. Yeah. I will ask I will ask our 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 volunteer group at our next meeting if they have any ideas about where the best location would be. And let me ask you a question. I assume that what we're trying to do is count actual trail users as opposed to the number of cars that pull into a parking lot and all that,
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Well, very good.
Yeah, we have time for the specific location too, because I was thinking the fall for that, but yeah, let me know. Let me
Yeah,
know.
I will. We will.
Great.
Great. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, this is this is interesting. Well, thank you.
I'll do it really quickly. I came back around to this. So
Okay.
this is kind of if you build it, will it start generating activity that hadn't been there prior?
Mhm.
Now, understanding right now, somebody will demonize it as a sidewalk to nowhere, but it's a fairly significant sidewalk with the Ruffins Reserve project along Tidewater Trail, a brand new sidewalk there. It's across the street from New Post. If there's a location along that sidewalk that we can catch, you start getting some activity, long-term go somewhere and you get a crossing and like the way we talked with New Post, but if there's any registered use of that fairly significant one that came with Ruffins that was built, I'd be interested in seeing that as a baseline. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Yeah, so I'll operate under the assumption that we're gonna that I'll keep coordinating with you all for some new sites, but I've taken down notes for what you've told me tonight. and start working on the right list, the list of new sites. Tomorrow, put it up at Riverfront Park again.
Permission, right by Friends of the Rappahannock's office. And then there's that parking lot across the street. We all know you can go underneath and go across it now and come around. People not take that route a lot these days. More and more they are standing at that crossing by, what's the name of the road there? Anyway, and they cross right on, going up, you know what I mean, on Fall Hill there. So I'm really interested in, I don't know if this is just off, I don't know if it's for cameras or some kind of thinking about signage of something, because someone's gonna run over, because this past weekend, there was a scout group of 30 scout parents and kids waiting in the traffic and, you know, doing like when all they had to do was go. So that's not like an isolated occurrence.
Right.
It's-
So the scouts and their parents, instead of using the safe crossing, they cross.
They just don't know about.
That's just a sign.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know if the pipelines they looked into
Realize.
that well.
Right.
It's not though.
Is there a sense that it's unsafe under there or something? Is it not lit or?
I feel like I'm
I
gonna hit
just-
my head every time I walk under there,
Oh,
but
is it low?
not as low as Route 1.
Okay.
huh, okay. Yeah, it sounds like they,
It's summertime more because tubers and stuff.
Right.
So.
I mean, I can tell you, I've gone across the street before, but that was once at like 7 a.m. in the morning when no one was there and I wanted to get on the trail burger.
people aren't using the underneath, I guess we have to consider something else, signage, some kind of other crossing, that would be the smart thing to do. A safe crossing is not safe if people aren't using it.
Right. And you wonder why though, like what's the reasoning
Why?
for not using it if it's, you know,
Yep,
The first time I went, I didn't know it was there. I think.
well, maybe and maybe that's it, maybe they need wayfinding,
Yeah.
maybe it's that simple. It's a good question. Looking into.
Good, well, that's all from me, if no one else has any other issues.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Lita, and don't go anywhere.
Nope.
Our next item is the Complete Streets Public Input Survey results.
All right, so it says survey results, but this is also kind of an overview of all the workshops we did as well. So we'll just get right into the next slide. Yeah, here's some pictures of the workshops. I've had a great time putting them on. Eugene helped me out a lot. So, oh, and look at that smile. He had a great time too. But yeah, we had people come out and, you know, a lot of people got to talk with other residents in the area, neighbors about stuff going on, and talk to, you know, FAMPO staff that was there, and some staff from the counties that came out as well. And I don't think we had any city staff, but anyway, so if you'll just click next, you can see we did 3 workshops, one in each of the FAMPO jurisdictions next. And there were 3 activities that I'll talk a little bit about on some of these slides. And then next, overall, we had 30 attendees at all the workshops. So, you know, can't complain too much. I think the people that did come out had a good time too. So next slide. Yeah, this is not really an activity, but we did produce some printed materials for the workshops, just to give people something to flip through and kind of hang around for a while, something they could chat with their fellow residents about. But the one on the left was regional trail profiles for other places in Virginia. So you can see the Fall Line Trail and the Shenandoah Rail Trail are kind of just summarized there to kind of give some people a perspective of what's going on around the state, and how these trail planning operations are even going. Like, what are people doing? How's it happening? Give some context for our region and what's going on here with a broader state view. We also had a Complete Streets fact book where there's a couple images from that on the right, just defining what complete streets are, where are there policies in place in Virginia, other places in the state, what are the elements of a complete street, etc. So those are just some cool materials that we produced for the workshops. Next slide. This is one of the activities we had at the workshops where people could come and design their own streetscapes. We asked them to design their ideal street, just to see, you know, what trends emerged. And this was kind of an experimental addition to a workshop and wasn't super popular. We didn't get a lot of people doing this, so I don't know that, we'll look too much into it, but did think it was interesting and thought I'd just share what a couple participants did here. Next slide. There's also community mapping, which you can see there's some dot stickers there that people put on the map and harder to see, but there's some expo marker lines where people were just drawing in like maybe problem areas or places where there could be a new connection. It's a little difficult to see, but we did document all the mapping that people did. And in addition to like giving an opportunity for people to give feedback in a visual way, this also just inspired a lot of great conversation around the map. A lot of people, again, got to talk to their neighbors, maybe think about things before taking the survey. And yeah, it was just another way we're trying to engage people with our workshops. Next slide. Yeah, so getting right into the survey, which had a bit more participation and which we will definitely take a closer look at the results. We had 185 participants, which I was super stoked about. And if you go to the next slide, I've just broken out some like really initial overviews of what people were saying with their survey responses. So these were the top destinations for each alternative mode of transportation, from walking on the top to biking in the middle and then taking public transportation at the bottom. And those percentages are out of everyone who took the survey, including people who said that they don't walk anywhere, they don't bike anywhere, they don't take public transportation anywhere. That's just people who do use these modes of transportation, this is where they're going. And next slide. I also captured limited factors. So again, these percentages are out of the total number of survey takers, but this question, like why don't you walk anywhere, was only asked for people who doing a poor job explaining this, but people were given the choice to indicate if they do walk places in the region or if they don't walk places in the region. And if they didn't walk places in the region, they got to explain why. And so that's where these answers came from, but the percentages for everyone, including people that do walk places. You can ask me to clarify or explain it to you better later. Anyway, next slide. Support improvements, everyone got asked this question, and the percentages are out of all the survey takers, but you can see kind of, at least for biking and walking, the top priorities for people that they thought would improve the network was just new infrastructure, more sidewalks, more multi-use paths. And then with public transportation, it had a lot to do with expanded service, I would say, more frequent bus service, more destinations accessible, and more direct and faster bus service. So that's a little bit more about the quality of the service, I guess, rather than the amount of service. But next slide. Yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We got like 200 free responses from this, where people had typed up some really thoughtful things. And so I went through those. There's some more questions I didn't cover here, but the survey closed on January 1st. And so this is just a really quick sweeping overview of some of these responses that I thought I'd share with you all this evening. So I'll answer any questions about the workshops or surveys if you have them.
If you don't mind, I have two questions. So the community mapping, with the dots and all this, was this also posed in the survey? Okay, so this came out of the workshop exclusively?
Yeah.
Can we get this
Mm-hmm.
map view from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's helpful. It looks like the priority is trying to link the Star Trail. That's one of our priorities too, which is good.
Yeah, and so that picture was taken from the Fredericksburg workshop, but we had a clean map up in each county.
Okay.
And I took pictures of the afters.
I'd be interested in the locality feedback too, not just, and that was my other question. So for the survey responses, I know that's regional. My concern is someone's gonna say, well, if you're in the city, obviously you're going, because it's a more walkable.
Yeah.
Can you break those survey responses out by locality?
Yes.
I'd be interested in that as well.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, thank you.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
And any GIS data or geolocation data that you have would be great. We have an ongoing map I use for all surveys. We have like 2,000 or 3,000 dots on it of all the responses over the past few years. So it'd be good to add to.
Yeah, we don't have that, but we had people give theirs a code, so we know.
Okay,
Any data certainly.
yep.
I'll share that I went to the Pennsylvania public forum, even though I live in Stafford. And I did do the design your ideal street, and it was kind of cool.
Was that the Brian's?
Yes, yeah.
I wasn't sure because we had another Brian.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot.
That's. I think that was mine, and the emphasis was just that there's a gap between
Yeah.
vehicles and walkers or bikers. We have any other comments on this item?
And to your point, thank you to you and anyone else who, participated in any way, came to a workshop. I really appreciate that. Shared it with anyone or took the survey.
I did also share the link with some colleagues.
Thank you. Yay. All right, that's all from me. You all are done.
All right.
Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Lita. We will move on to the public outreach annual report from Eugene.
All right, so this is the public involvement report that we presented to the TAC, PC, and CTAC last year, back in November, and now you guys are getting it. So there are several ways that we do outreach. One of the main ways that we do outreach is through our mailing list. We had, as of November 2025, 1,991 mailing list subscribers, and we included 130 subscribers over 2025 as a whole. Most of the subscribers were added in the months where there were river crossing updates that were reported on in the news, or when FAMPO hosted information tables at established events. So that would be around January, as well as the kind of fall season from August to November. In 2025, FAMPO also advertised GWRC's new rural transportation mailing list, and we gained 131 subscribers over there. We attended about 15 events in total, and you can see a list of them over here. Some of these events, I believe 5 of them were pop-up tables that we had done at several libraries over the FAMPO region. We also do outreach through social media. Different social media platforms do have better success depending on what kind of posts we have. So for example, on Instagram, successful posts tend to be specific to localities. They involve public comment opportunities in some way, and they include a lot of photographs. Or I guess this is Facebook, my apologies. On Instagram, it is general to the region. They're usually educational, and they also include a lot of photographs. On platforms like Reddit, it's specific to localities, public comment opportunities, and they also include a lot of maps. Another way that we do outreach is through the press, in particular, either when we send out a press release or when someone just picks up something that we're doing and writes about it. So over 2025, we had 30 press mentions. We also had 47 public comments in 2025 in total. We had 13 comments that were given in person during committees. 22 comments were emailed over to us, and 21 were given to us hard copy at the events that we attended. So looking back on 2025, some cool things that happened. We updated our FAMPO website. The river crossing survey closed with 1,500 takers. Our FS4A public involvement stakeholder engagement plan was added to the final comprehensive safety action plan. Rural work program public engagement was implemented, and we conducted a policy committee member survey, which you guys can check out this Monday. Looking forward to 2026. Again, this is a snapshot from November, so we've already done the fantastic work with Complete Streets public workshops and the survey. We are looking forward to the LRTP survey and outreach for our goals and objectives section of the 2055 LRTP. And we're planning on doing a new outreach event called Coffee with a Planner, and hopefully more in the future.
You can also impact FAMPO's outreach efforts by promoting our posts on social media, letting us know about any events that you think that FAMPO would be a good fit for tabling at. And if you see us out and about, then come take a picture with us and say hi, and that'll be a lot of fun and so joyous. Thank you so much, and you have my contact information. If you want to give me any suggestions for how we can do better outreach, then send any photos that you've taken, either of events that we've done, committees, active transportation, and yeah, thank you so much.
I have one suggestion for an event, Earth Day at UMW.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm on the sustainability committee, so I can make sure I get the coordinator's email and contact information, and then connect you all. So
love that, thank you.
yeah. Wait, are there any other questions or comments for Eugene? Then we will move on in the agenda to correspondence. And we have the policy committee agenda.
So this is just simply so that we can see what, if the policy committee agenda is up at any given BPAC meeting. We can just look and see if there's anything relevant to us that you should attend and check out. See what the draft regional smart scale projects are. Which is what I'm going to present that to you all next meeting, but which will be shortly after they've been submitted to the portal.
Are those regional freight maps complete?
What's that?
Regional freight maps one?
Ask Lita.
They're all set? They're like completed? Regional freight maps? It says regional freight maps, so are they,
Yeah.
they're like new maps?
Yeah, the new maps.
They're ready?
They're there.
They're there? All right, that's all I need. Thank you. I'm
Data gaps. but-
interested in looking at them, or
Okay.
maybe updating our transportation chapter with some of that kind of stuff.
Oh, there you go.
That's what, selfish reasons. Perfect timing.
See?
So it looks like the longer meetings than this one.
Oh, yeah, these, yeah, they're,
Okay.
they're kind of hefty. Is the administrator report already linked?
Yeah.
I think it linked. Wasn't there yesterday?
Huh. Well, that, you can answer your question then, Matthew.
Yeah, it's not gonna be in there, but.
Okay, we're not here to preempt the policy committee. But anyway, so yeah, you can take a look and see if it's important that we attend. But that's the only reason, that's just there to show you all that this is a new agenda item.
Mhm.
And that's it, really.
I'll just note from the Stafford side, there's a bunch of CMAC STVG projects that have bike bed stuff, but.
What are CMAC and STVG?
CMAC congestion mitigation air quality federal grant program, STVG surface transportation block grant program, and CR carbon reduction federal grant program. VDOT gives the money to FAMPO.
But perhaps importantly, CMAC can only be given to what kind of projects?
Non-widening projects.
Right, so.
Huh?
Oh, right, but okay, so like, they could be bike ped projects or projects that are generally considered good for the environment. That's why they might be of interest to BPAC. All right, so yeah, that's probably good enough for the policy committee agenda.
All right, then we will move on to staff reports.
So you can take a look at the bylaws. Yeah, so all I have this on here for is we talked about removing PRTC and adding FXB Go. And I was concerned we were gonna have to amend the bylaws. But we do not have to amend the bylaws. It's we were smart and we wrote it quite vague. And it just says relevant community interest groups. 1 member from each. Groups will reflect current BPAC membership composition. So it says we can add or remove them from BPAC by a majority vote of the members, and we already did that. And defunct community interest groups will be removed from the list by staff, which means I also probably need to remove FCC, the Fredericksburg cyclist group. Yeah, we haven't seen them in years. So that's simple. Just letting you all know that we could do that without amending the bylaws.
All right.
So an administrative thing. I will be reaching out to FXBGO to see if they've got somebody that they can point as a representative. And that's it for that one.
Great. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then the call for active transportation photos.
Wow, where are your photos, people?
It's the wrong time of year to take photos. It's so gray out there.
Nobody goes outside?
I go outside, but I'm not happy about
You're not happy when you go?
it.
All right, well, you're new. I'm looking for any active transportation photos when you're out in the world. We are about to do our long-range transportation plan. We're going to be updating that, and we want to have a lot of nice photos for it. We will credit you if you wish, but you know, if you see nice infrastructure, not so nice infrastructure, yourself doing cool things, the back of people doing cool things, because we don't want to have people in pictures that have not consented to be in pictures, that sort of thing. Just active transportation. So
Could I take a picture of a bridge and ask AI to add a person into it?
I'd rather you not. We would rather have an AI-free RTP.
There you go.
So that's it.
All right. So get those photos in, especially as the weather breaks and things green back up.
Mhm.
All right. So we are on to the member reports. Reports from members.
I'll just mention on my side from Stafford County, we have 4 projects under construction right now, with one being the Stafford sidewalk project, just about wrapping up construction. It's about $1 million, just under $1 million construction contract. That sidewalk is complete. It's open. We are just working on the water line right now, which is the only thing holding up our final completion. So, yeah. Other projects are underway. Still working towards stuff. So.
Want to talk about your?
I mean, tap scoring. If you want to talk about it in general.
I thought maybe you want to talk about how you guys scored some of the highest transportation alternatives scores in the state. So Transportation Alternatives is a program for funding bike and ped projects in the state. The scorecards just came out and Stafford did very well. 4 of your projects, right?
Yeah, so we submitted 4 projects. There are 7 projects in the Fredericksburg district total. There was 79 projects scored, I believe. So the Mine Road and Green Spring project, which we use the Eco Counter data for, we had 60% engineering complete. That's statewide number 3 ranking out of 79 projects, number 1 in the Fredericksburg district. And the Chatham Heights and Kings Highway project, right across the river here, ranked number 5 statewide.
That's awesome.
So, and we also had Eco Counter data for that. We had a Barrett Heights Road sidewalk project up in North Stafford that ranked 30 statewide, number 3 in the VDOT district here, and the 4th Street at Falmouth Elementary School sidewalk, which ranked 44 statewide out of 75. So.
Great. You want to briefly describe the Chatham Heights project?
Yeah, so the Chatham Heights project will, if you guys know the area, you cross the bridge and you try to go up the hill towards, Chatham Heights. Can't go anywhere. It's just a wide shoulder. For instance, July 4th, everybody who goes home, people walk that way, walk up that shoulder. So we have a project to build a shared use path there, crosswalk across, and a sidewalk connection. So it's essentially an extension of Belmont Fairhome Trail by a few hundred feet. So very, very delighted that project scored well and will hopefully receive money.
And when you say the shared use path is extended, is that shoulder is
the shoulder is
extension?
replaced by the shared use path.
Okay.
Yep, up to the crosswalk,
And then it goes across.
and then
there.
sidewalk up further up the hill past the medical building.
Right.
To
Okay.
connect to the existing sidewalk up there.
Yeah. Okay.
So still, 3 years away from construction.
Oh.
And we also have not been allocated money yet. This is just the scores, but number 5 statewide. I'd be surprised if it didn't receive money.
Great.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah, it's likely to be funded. It's not certain yet, but likely to be funded. So we're excited about that because that's a very crucial connection in the overall regional network. So, yeah, just wanted to share that.
I think you guys can definitely play up the eco counter. Policy queen, everything. That was a big help, probably.
That's a good point. Anybody else got anything to talk about?
I was just gonna give everyone a quick reminder that we have a statewide BPAC group and they meet quarterly. And so the next meeting is the 27th of this month. It's gonna be at 10 a.m. They have in-person and virtual options for meetings. So in-person is gonna be in Mechanicsville. So just wanted to let everyone know. They shared their newsletter like this week. I don't know if everyone is on there.
I get it.
I don't think they have it on their website yet, but they usually do link it eventually. So if anyone needs that link, I can share it, or I'm sure Carrie can share it.
So I should forward it. I don't know why I don't think about that. I should forward it to the BPAC to all of you.
Great.
There's a very cool, if everyone's noticed, a statewide eco counter map in there with all the eco counters statewide. So you can see Arlington obviously is leading #1 by a long shot, but you know, our counter on Child's Age is doing pretty well compared to other statewide locations. So.
Other member reports?
VDOT's still working on getting approval for using state forces to build the TAP program sidewalk there at the middle school. Try to do it way under the budget that it was actually passed out.
Good on the state forces.
So hopefully we'll have that in time for spring break. They'll do it over spring break. We'll have to wait for the school year most likely.
Yeah, I want to see that one done.
Yeah, me too.
If it does get approval, I'd certainly love to hear about that. That opens up another avenue for doing some of these TAP projects, using TAP funding to do something amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's 400 linear feet.
Yes.
But wait, it's gonna take more time to freaking bid it.
If it goes and gets engineered and done by a consultant and everything, it'll take 3 or 4 years, cost $1 million. If VDOT does it state forces, it'll take a month and take $500,000, $400,000. So yeah.
Right. This is a wintertime VPAC, man. Everybody's just like, all right.
Any other member reports? We have a comment from Jim.
Oh, okay.
Jim says, with the completion of the Lake Caledon addition to Caledon, we're stepping up our efforts to add the DRHT2. The DRHT runs right through the Lake Caledon acreage.
Awesome. Cool. All right, if there's no other reports, I think we are going to move to adjourn the Pedestrian Advisory Committee meeting and have our next meeting March 5th.
So moved.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Great. Sure.